all the cooling solution companies might be doing. I think Symphony, for example, and I think Agam Navneet spoke to them yesterday, and they delivered a good quarter, and they were talking about a good quarter. Some of the others like Voltas have done okay, and Blue Star, they have done reasonably okay. Let's talk about Blue Star and market reversal and another income of 10 crores which aided the company's bottom line, but operational performance was very steady. Let's talk about the quarter gone by with Mr. B Thiagarajan. He's the Executive Director of Blue Star, joins us right now on the phone line. Mr. Thiagarajan, good having you. Thanks so much for joining in. And Neeraj here, good afternoon. Tell us what's gone right, because one would have thought that with the erratic monsoons, cooling solution companies will not necessarily have a good quarter. You seem to have defied that trend a bit.
Good afternoon, Neeraj. Thank you for talking to me. The demand for room air conditioners had been steady. The electromechanical projects also order inflow has been good. Most importantly, the professional electronics and industrial segment, industrial system segment also has done well. I hope the same trend continues for the next 4 or 5 months till March. We are optimistic about FY20 performance.
Is it looking like that? We were speaking to one of your peers, well, not exactly peers, a cooling solution, a cooler company, Symphony, but they were saying that despite October and November showing these erratic monsoons, the inventory cleanup has been strong and the demand offtake has been pretty high for them. Have you seen that for your company as well for the first 1.5 months of the current quarter, Mr. Thiagarajan?
It has been compared, when we are comparing it to last year, it will be seen as stronger. Because last year was a very, very bad year. I don't think we should get carried away by that. But having said that, the demand for this particular category of cooling equipment, whether it is room air conditioners or air coolers or deep freezers, water coolers, cold rooms, this has been good. I think it has got to do with the poor penetration.
Okay. And as I look at the quarter gone by, sir, the orders win for the EMP segment, and now that the election overhang is gone, the outlook for that segment for the next, say, 6 odd months, I think the next major election is also a few quarters away.
You would have noticed our order book is very healthy. It is at an all-time high of around 2,935 crores. It is 32% higher than what it was last year. What I will be concerned about is the speed of execution. We are clearly focused on the working capital. We brought down borrowings to 189 crores from 463 crores last year. Again, second consecutive quarter where we have dramatically reduced our borrowings. So if you are focusing on the borrowings, the speed of execution is going to suffer. So one would have thought that the EMP segment should have grown by around 20%, and we should have done much more in terms of profits, but we chose to focus on cash flows rather than the billing growth. So the outlook is order inflow is good, speed of execution is yet to pick up. And that has got to do with the liquidity in the market, whether it is government or private sector in the real estate sector.
Mr. Thiagarajan, I'm just going to take that point forward in terms of payments with regard to the government order. Has there been any delay?
There has been delay. It is not, at a level which it was even a couple of years ago. When the order book grows to that extent.
Okay, I think there is some problem. Okay, I think we've lost the line with Mr. Thiagarajan. We'll try and touch base back. But remember, they posted a decent set of number in this challenging environment, as we've seen other companies too in the same space too have posted decent set of numbers. But the margins from the AC segment, even the EMP, which boosted the top line growth, I think both of them on margin front, there was a subdued performance. But some delay also seen with regard to payment from government orders. That's what Mr. Thiagaraj was mentioning. But the stock in today's session has been just about flattish. Remains to be seen whether they've managed or they'll be able to increase the market share in the AC segment going ahead. But let's just pull up this year's chart and check if the stock has given any sort of returns or not. It trades at 800 rupees right now, and yep, it's been an outperformer because this year has not been that great for broader markets. So the stock has given you at least some returns of northwards of 28%.
It's very interesting what some of these companies have done, isn't it, Navneet? I mean, you would expect that monsoon month will anyways not be a great month.
Exactly.
Then there will be some erratic monsoon-led impact.
Mr. Thiagarajan is
he's back with us.
with us. I'll just ask him to complete his point. Mr. Thiagaraj, if you can hear me, please complete your point with regard to payments from the government orders.
Yeah, it is like you have been seeing for other sectors also, the government payments have been very, very slow. So actually, we look forward to a situation where the government payments are improving. Then the speed of execution will be high because we execute quite a few government orders as well.
Talk to us on the margin front with regard to the AC segment, because that's not seen any sort of increase, at least in the first half of this year. Can we expect some bit of fillip to come by in the second half, or it will be subdued?
The margin has not seen improvement, but if you see on a half-yearly basis, we are somewhere around 8.6%. Last year was 8.8 or so. If you recollect, there was a customs duty hike as a part of the union budget. There are some components which are still getting imported, and we had to absorb that cost. But I am not worried about the second half at all. The margin, we should be aiming anywhere between 9 to 9.5% for the cooling power product segment. And in the electromechanical project segment, it should be in the order of 6%.
Okay, 9 to 9.5% in the cooling products. What's the full year target then, Mr. Thiagarajan, with regard to top line and bottom line growth?
In the cooling products, I anticipate the market should be growing by around 10%. Our growth target is 15%. And electromechanical project segment, as I told you, that we stay focused on the working capital management. The cash profits are important there. So I would anticipate around 10% increase. The third segment, which is professional electronics and industrial systems, I think we are back on track there in terms of growth. I think the bottom line should grow at least by 20% this year in that segment.
Okay, so we leave it at that note. Thanks a lot for joining us, and all the best to you for the second half of this financial year.